I can comfortably say I have never, ever once, not one time, come across an addict or an alcoholic that is not dual diagnosed with anxiety in some capacity.
Mm.
And Destiny and I, how many pre-admissions have we done over the years?
Oh, gosh.
Hundreds and hundreds of them. And one of the questions is, do you suffer from anxiety? If so, on a scale of 1 to 10. Very rarely are we going to get somebody that says 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Never have I ever gotten anybody that said, oh, I don't have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's always in that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range. And then I always dig in a little bit deeper in the sense of like, what was your level of anxiety like prior going into treatment? And still, same thing, always high, always elevated. And what we have found over the years is that is why a lot of people turn to drugs and alcohol, is to kind of tamper that down. And some of our most commonly prescribed medications are marketed as anti-anxiety medications. Your Valiums, your Xanaxes, your Ativans, your Klonopins. They're anti-anxiety medications. The word is literally in there. And they're given out rather freely. And I was prescribed Ativan at the young age of probably 22, I would say. And I had never been to this primary care physician ever. It was literally my first time. And I went there because I felt completely off. Like I just felt not myself.
Like you really did. You weren't like doctor shopping.
No. Yeah. I really felt like knowing now it was anxiety. Yeah. Right. But I didn't know what was going on with me in the moment. Well, let me rephrase that. Knowing what I know now, it was alcohol withdrawal.
Oh, right.
Coupled with anxiety, right? And I wasn't in that doctor's office 10 minutes, and I had a script for Ativan. And that was my first experience to anti-anxiety medications. And so what did I do? Nothing. I took them, and I continued to drink, and fast forward a year or two later, I'm now doing both of them simultaneously and completely blacked out every day.
Not as prescribed. Let me just put that.
No, not as prescribed. And I'll end with this and then we'll open it up. The issue I have with anxiety and anti-anxiety medications, I think they could be a useful tool for a lot of people. My issue is that when doctors hand out these anti-anxiety medications, there's never any education around it. It's not, hey, Destiny, I'm going to give you a script for Ativan, Xanax, whatever. 30 days. That's it. In this 30 days, I need you to seek out a therapist. I need you to research coping skills on how to manage your anxiety. I really need you to hone in on where this anxiety is coming from, because it's not, all anxiety stems in the mind. And so if we could figure out where this is established from, where at its core is this anxiety coming from? Because me as your doctor, which I'm not a doctor, by the way, this is an example. As your doctor, these are severely addictive. So I'll give you the script, but I need you to do this. Can you do that? That is what I would love to see doctors do. And I'm sure some of them out there do, but the vast majority of them don't. And you find people addicted to them. So.
Yeah, and that's not to say all doctors are bad, but I can tell you my personal experience is it wasn't educated around the anxiety. It was the idea that I got from it was take this pill and it's going to make you feel better. And this is your solution. Do you know what I mean? So as long as I have this pill, I'll be okay. And then as time gets on, obviously the addiction or whatever progresses. But that's the idea that the doctor, at least again, in my experience, laid out over the years was, I have the pill. That's what's going to make me feel better. Not going deeper into the root cause. It's just a Band-Aid. you know?
And I think a lot of times, even not, and I'm not, again, not like blanket statement, not like all doctors, right? But like a lot of even physicians are not educated on the disease of addiction as well. And so, and you have somebody who is an addict and they go into a doctor's office and say, I have all these issues, and you give them a pill, they're going to be like, oh, great. Let me just do that. Doesn't require work in their mind in that moment. Right. And so I think it's important. I don't know. I think it's important that those, like what you suggested, that there's some educational element to it, as far as like, okay, yes, you have this medication, but also these are also things you can do. And I'm more talking about SSRIs, not benzos.
Yeah.
Benzos are a whole other animal. That's what you're talking about. I'm not a fan. It's just like you said, it's very addicting. It makes people feel good. There's euphoria to it. And if they have a predisposition to this disease, that's very high risk. And sometimes they don't ask the proper questions about that with somebody. Like, well, how do you know they're not an addict? How do you know it's not in their family? Like, are you educating them on what this medication will do and has a potential of doing?